Wow, to say that I've been looking forward to this day is a huge understatement. As you all know, I've been in the created this investor program. We all knew it would take time, but I'm happy to say we're actually going to look through and review actuals. So the first two properties that were bought early in this program have now been sold. So instead of just talking estimates and theoretical and nonsense like that, we are actually going to review hard and fast actuals for the first two properties and really dig into, did the program match what I thought it would? How did it turn out? So that's what we're going to do today. So as always, we go through the goals. So first, we're just going to review the raw numbers. They are what they are. Nothing. You can't change them. There's nothing like closing statements to be finite and final. We're going to discuss the time commitments because I think it's important to remember that I'm really trying to help people that sort of fit this unique thing. They have a pile of cash for whatever reason, but they have no time. So we need to constantly remember that my friends and family that I'm trying to help have the cash but no time, and they're looking for a better way. Also going to talk about what some of the numbers behind the numbers are, because while it's interesting to look at actuals and all of that, we're going to break them down because I think there's stories to be told there and an appreciation for them. And then again, we're just going to review, the things that are important, right? CRAP again stands for cash rich, asset poor, really highlighting on no time, and then we're going to talk about some of the things I'm seeing across the portfolio, because now we have I think 12 different transactions in the works. All right, so we're going to review the first two flips that closed. I've nicknamed one of them Little Nevada because actually I bought two properties on Nevada. One is smaller than the other one, and the other one, surprisingly, is called Big Nevada. And then finally, the other one is what I've called the small house. It was actually a one-bedroom, one-bath house that I purchased. So that's why they're named that way. But let's go through the numbers. So first, Little Nevada. This is the one purchased for $70,000. If you remember the story, it had squatters in it. Trash hadn't the owner hadn't even been to the property in a long time because he was so didn't want to deal with the tenants there. So we purchased it and we assumed the problem. As I've said all along, once I purchased it, again I purchased it with my cash, but I immediately went to my investor network and secured a first trust deed and note for that purchase price of $70,000. The repair costs, the actuals were just over $25,000. I did round for this story, so it's not, we don't get lost in the details. Total transaction costs was $5,000, right? Because there was actually three variables, right? I had to purchase it. There was transaction costs. I refied it, meaning I put the note and trust deed in place, and then we obviously had some selling costs. The sale price for this one turned out to be $160. This is the one where we actually added a third bedroom. We added a half bath. Right, so we did some nice things and really took it from just a total distressed 2-bedroom 1-bath to a beautiful 3 1.5. Gross profit on this one was just under $60,000, but for today we'll just round to 60. That means in the 6 and 20 program, the 20% here, the investor earned $12,000. It's important to realize that this hold time on this was 4 months start to finish. 4 months meaning they got 4 mortgage payments as well, because you can't forget the 6 in the 6 and 20. So they got 6% payments, which I'm doing my math right. It's $350 a month, right? So they're being paid as I'm doing all this work. They're being paid $350 a month, and in this case 4 months. So they netted $1,400 in addition. So the total return for them was $13,400 in 4 months. Not too bad. The small house. This one is actually the smallest or cheapest thing we bought. Nothing else close to this. So the investor again put in there $45,000 after I purchased it. Repair cost wasn't that bad, just some basic cleaning. Basically, it was a small house the owner just wanted to get rid of. I like small houses. They make tremendous rentals because they get a yard and all of that, and this guy has his dog, and she's going to be there forever. Raised rents, increased value. It was a beautiful story. Transaction cost is about the same, $5,000, because it's title insurance and closing fees and recording fees. It's always going to be about that number. Sale price was actually $90,000, so we essentially doubled it. Gross profit in this case was $35,000, which of course at 20% breaks down to $7,000 for the investor. Hold time on this one was a little bit faster, 3 months. Total monthly payment that was $225 is what they received every month for 3 months, or $675 total. So the total return in this case for the 3-month hold period was $7,675. Not too bad if you ask me. But remember, so what kind of time commitments, right? Because remember, again, I'm trying to help people that have cash but no time. So I assume it's going to work like this for most folks. So there's a 15-minute phone call with a friend just to talk about what I'm doing. Hey, just discussing what's going on. Went through the program. What I'm looking for there is nothing more than a commitment saying, hey, what's your appetite? There's actually no dollars changed hand here because, again, remember, I buy everything with my dollars and then only come back after the fact. But I need to know where they're at, right? Are you in for a couple hundred? You in for 50? Where are you? Because then we can go and try to find the deal that makes sense for you. Then there was another 15-minute phone call sometime later, could be weeks, could be months, to talk about the actual property that's locked up. And now we're actually talking about real dollars, and we're getting the full plan and details and commitments, because at this point I will likely be in contract, if not own it outright. This is where we really decide if we're going to do something together or not. And if we're not, no problem. I have others. This is also where I try to find deals that match, right? I have a couple of commitments from folks, at 1 at 80, 1 at 89. I'm still seeking to find the right deals. But again, that's why I need to understand where you're at, and I will try to match everybody up. Then there's, now we're actually dealing with escrow and title companies and all of that. So there's another, you actually have to review the note. You have to sign the trust deed. You have to sign the note. You'll be emailing and maybe docu-signing with escrow, right? So we're doing everything legit. There's a third neutral party between us, and they're doing all their work, and you're actually being recorded in the Fresno County clerk or county office, and you could actually, it's a financial instrument. And then lastly, there's some time for you to look at the closing statement, understand the profit, how we got there. So it's pretty cool, right? 1 hour. It's sort of how all that breaks down. Now, certainly my hope that the investor goes out and looks at the video I create for the flip, and looks at what I'm doing and all of that. But I think this is actual phone time or face to face if we happen to be in the valley together. But as you can see, it's not really a lot of time commitments. So numbers behind the numbers, if you will. So one of the things, if I was an investor looking at this, I'd want to know what my risk is. So in this case, you secured a first trust deed and a note for $70,000 on an asset that ultimately sold for $160,000. So you're less than 50% loan to value. Pretty secure. Then there's always the return, right? Okay, I made $13,400 on a $70,000 investment. My calculator says that's just over 19%. But again, remember that was done in 4 months. So what's that return if you annualize it? That's a big number. It's so big, I'm not even gonna put it there. It's silly. But again, will everything be that big? No, but I fully expect, every transaction to be significant, or else I just want to do the deal. Because again, you got to remember, I have a lot of time and a lot of dollars tied up here. And then I always like to joke, well, what did this, remember the investor had no time, so they gave me an hour. That's a nice return on an hour investment. Well, what about the small house? Well, same deal, right? $45,000 on an asset that sold for $90,000, so 50% loan to value. Well, you made just over $7,500 on a $45,000 investment. That's 17% return. If you annualize it, that's a big freaking number. Again, the whole deal about what happened. You got a 1 hour commitment and you secured over $7,500. Lastly, just want to give you some feel. Right now, the largest commitment, and I could break this. It's just the deals that make sense. The largest commitment to date is $160,000. That happens to be on a 4-plex that I have in contract right now. I haven't done a video on it yet, but I will shortly. Fully expect to turn that into at least a $275K beautiful property, if not $300. So it'll be somewhere in there. The average flip for my houses, I'm starting to see a difference in timing, is right around 4 months, right? So if it's a single family home. However, it's a multi, right? Meaning duplex, triplex, quad, anything like that. It's going to be closer to 6 months. There's just more people to deal with, more time, just more variables. That's what I'm seeing. Right now, the average commitment, if I look at all that I've looked for, is just over 110. Again, I only look for one investor on one deal. I don't mix funds. That's just not, frankly, I don't need the headache. So if, that's just not who I am. And then if you look at the total range, the lowest one is actually that small house. I've gotten nothing closer to that since then, but you never know. And again, as I've said earlier, the largest one to date is 160. So that's what's going on in the portfolio. And then the repair estimates, again, remember, this is funds that I need to put out, right? The smallest one happened to, again, be that small house. I would say the average is more around 30 or 35. Again, taking on problem properties means you got to spend some money. The largest one now is 60,000 and will likely be that 4 Plex at this point. So again, I've been waiting for this day for a long time. I'm so excited it's here. Talking about actuals, it's so much better than talking about estimates and theoreticals and all of that. So do me a favor, share this video, ask a question, hit the like button, and let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.